Hello, I want to head and decide to do my video assignment on the status of a victorious youth. The artist is unknown but comes from the great culture dates back to 300 to 100 BC. The statue is made out of bronze and inlaid with copper. Our display is somewhat common to the general public. We often see this status of the strip in Las Vegas or the parks. Associated exciting and standards, we clearly see a male from pretty much posing at first glance. It may look disturbing because, unlike another status, the status of the victorious youth is complete nude. But upon further observation, you can barely make out to see an olive drops on top of his head cap. The olive drop was the prize for a victory in the Olympic Games, was primarily to identify as a victorious athlete. By far, I think the first question with one asks themselves is the were they close, but why he's standing like that? Some weird posters where at first it looked like as is he's scratching his head, but in reality what we're seeing is contrapostal. Contrapostal is the disposition of the human figure is which one part is turned and the opposite of the other part of the body. This is a part of the great idea to capture a balanced human figure, and that is the reason why the status of a victorious youth is standing in such a way where his body is stretching. Imagine in a standard of say cheese, you say flex. Second question that I believe is a good one is where is his clothes? The idea of gnarly to the Greens was associated with heroism, which mostly always leads to the next question. Why show a man's penis? To the ancient Greens, large erect penis were not considered desirable nor a power of strength. That is why the status of a victorious youth was a small penis showing, because a small penis was a constant to the male body and grace ideas, something that may sound different, but to the Greek, big penis was considered power outside of the culture normal. And that's the reason why here we see a penis, since it's associated with self-control, intelligence, loyalty, and prudence. For my first comparison, I would like to present the status of the Croesus. According to the textbook, page 55 to 57, sometime around 530 BCC, a young man named Croesus died a hero, dead in the beetle. This is a standard or original from. Croesus' status was a marker for his own death in erotic vital, but the Greek word as interest in a human anatomy, they kept using his figure. Similar to the face expression to grace will depend the architect smile scenes on the creations represent the figure is alive and that humans has expressions, but that is they have a common. The major difference will be that the status of Croesus was more as a grave relic, and the status of victorious youth is that a show of his victory. This is where you can almost see the difference. May said in the original cross status is to remember a soldier from his battle. After they, but the great not interest in afterlife. Great art was most passionate about the world's present and world around you. Another comparison I would like to make is to People's Court. People's Court is a sister to Croesus. The People's Court is for Acropolis, Athens, grade 530 BCA. Is a female version of the Croesus. Coral means female, youth possessing godliness, but females were never depicted nude because nude were heroes. But different a female status will after have their right hand out as if they were asking an offering. I bring both they status up because they came from the architect period, complete different for great art, which the status as a victorious youth is from. But they compare to the lack of compostal, which brings me to me last comparison. The common page 64 to 66 depicts famous status, known for his contrapostal, and all this was meant to portray to perfect men, similar to what we see in the status of victorious youth. The common status is get some pose, but we focus on the details of the status.